Web 1.0 was when internet first came into existence in our world. It's when we had, people would go online, they would create their websites, they would have what they have to sell, they would have what they have to offer, services, products, or whatever, and they would have people come to those websites, see what they had, and then go to their store and buy it. It was like an online newspaper. Web 2.0 is where now there is an interchange of information. Now you can go to that website, you can see what they have to offer, and you can ask them questions about what they have to offer. There is an interchange of information. Web 3.0 is an organized interchange of information. Some of you will remember, some of you that are old as I am and older, will remember the old movies where the guy, the really cool guy, would walk in the room, he would pick up the remote, he'd hit one button, the ceiling fan would come on, he'd hit another button, and the bar would come up out of the counter, he'd hit another button and the lights would dim. In that one little remote, he could do many things. It was an organized interchange of information. We have sites today on the web that are an organized interchange of information. This is Web 3.0. It's already here. For example, let me give you a for example. There is a website called Ping FM, ping.fm. If you go to Ping FM, you can register or list all of your social media sites with Ping FM, and every time that you do one mini blog, every time that you do one short post to Ping FM, it will populate all of those sites that you have listed with them. I have 35 sites listed with Ping FM, so every time that I do a post, it populates 35 sites. Can you imagine what that does for time management? I know, because the greatest problem that I hear with social media is I don't have time for it. It just consumes so much time. I don't have time for it. There are ways that you can set up your social media so that it's not consuming all of your time. There's only two ways that we can deal in the real world that we live in today in a positive manner. And these two ways are with social media and social interaction. Before we had social media, all we had was a whole new ball game, folks. It's almost like a whole new college degree. And then if you had somebody who had done something just magnificently wonderful at your place of business, all you could do was call them into a meeting with all the employees, congratulate them, give them a hand clap, which you still need to do, by the way. Give them a hand clap, but you know what you can do now? You can tell the whole world. Can you imagine what this does for employee relations? Can you imagine what this would do for employee turnover? You can tell the whole world what a fabulous employee that this person is. And I want to just stay right here before I go to the next slide. In order for you to be able to have ears to hear what I have to say to you today, you're going to have to right now flip a switch in your head. And the switch you're going to have to flip is one that says, I don't want anybody to steal my intellectual property. I don't want to expose business tactics and techniques with the world. I don't want everybody knowing my business. I don't want to put myself out there for everybody to see. Because I'm going to tell you something. That's what social media is all about. It's up to you to choose what they see. It's up to you to choose how you're presented. That's the key. It's up to you to educate your employees to understand that a collaborative infrastructure of your business is not only possible online, but it's necessary in today's world. And it can be that. But you're going to have to flip that switch that says, I don't want to expose too much of my business. And then hear what I've got to say, and then when you go home, all of your traditional teaching and understanding, you can pull it in, you can pull in what I've got to say today, and you can find your place of temperance in the middle. Because everything I'm going to tell you today is not going to be applicable to everybody here. You're going to pick and choose. But open your mind. Don't let the voices talk to you that says that wouldn't work at our business. Open your mind. Flip that switch and just open your mind and consider it. And then if you consider it, you'll start to make connects as I go along, because I have a lot to share with you today. You must talk about more than just your product. You must connect and engage with the bigger picture. My overarching topic that I speak on is intentional engagement, which is social media. You cannot do social media without intentionally engaging. You can't tiptoe in. Worse than not being heard is being ignored. Let's say that you needed to have a meeting with someone in your office, so you called them, set up a time, and invited them into your office. And they came into your office, and when they came into your office, you picked up your pen and your paper, and you started doing paperwork. You never looked up at them, you never talked with them, and you ignored them the whole time they were there. Do you think they would leave? Do you think they would ever come back? Whatever you do in real life, the same principles apply to social media. It's just a different vehicle, and it's exponentially bigger. So if you offend one person in an office and they don't come back, guess how many people you offend if you don't be responsible for your social media? And let me tell you how that works. Let's say you go to LinkedIn, you set up a group page for your business, and you start dialogue with people. Let's say somebody in your office knows how to do a group page on LinkedIn, and you say, well, you go set up that group page for us. And you kind of keep up with it. Okay, they ask a couple of questions, they get some members to join that group page on LinkedIn, and then a big project comes along. And all of a sudden, they look, and it's been a week since they've even looked at the group page on LinkedIn. And they go, and there's like 8 or 10 questions, 8 or 10 people, even one saying, hello, is anybody there? That's happened. So you convinced you to leave here today and go and set a plan for social media. I would be truly successful if that's the case. And if your plan is small, that's okay, as long as you do well what you're planning.